Welcome to the Soulful Parenting Podcast, hosted by Ambra Redrick.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Soulful Parenting Podcast. My name is Ambra Redrick, and when I am not serving as the CEO at Teen Hype, I'm sitting on a couch buttoning my dress and talking to absolutely amazing parents. And my dear friend Asandi is sitting on the couch with us today, and this is an act of love because she does not want to be here. She is not excited.
Well, to clarify,
Okay, please
I
go
want
ahead.
to be here.
Uh-huh.
I am not thrilled about the opportunity to be on camera.
Say it right,
However-
communications.
Correct. WRIT. However, because I love you and Teen Hype, it is an automatic yes.
Thank you.
And it is a privilege to sit on the sofa with you.
Thank you. See? You're a great friend. Okay. Tell me about your beautiful family.
My family is, I'm going to start with the youngest member of my family, which is my dog daughter, Nala.
Mm-hmm.
She's 10. And what is interesting about Nala is that she has a similar personality to my human daughter, Brianna, who is 29. She's
29?
She's 29.
That's almost 30.
Oh, yes. I round up. So Brianna is my only daughter, my only child. She's 29. She resides in Austin, Texas. And she is...
Do it perfectly. You don't need to do it again.
And she has reminded me of that. Like, why would you attempt? Like, you have the perfect child. And she has said to me before, the brief moments when I consider having other children, that unless I was going to co-create a child with her father again, that I ought not to do it.
Okay. She is so very
And
special.
she was serious. She is uniquely divine.
You have special language for her.
Mm-hmm.
This season, we are talking about champions.
Mm-hmm.
And I am curious about who your first champion was.
I would say my mom. My mom is, first of all, she's a Leo, which I think is important because folks see her and she's very poised. She's a savvy communicator. She's a polished woman. I used to tease her about being bougie and stuck up, but she's a sophisticated woman. So it's rare that you will see the fire side of her, but it is so there. And I have witnessed and have heard about her fire coming out for me and for my daughter. So she's my first champion. And she actually role modeled for me how to be a champion and advocate for Brianna.
I was just getting ready to ask you that. So what kind of parent are you?
Who I think I am is one thing. If you ask Brianna, you might get a different response. I think I am a parent who is supportive. I may not agree with what she wants to do, but I'm with you. I'm a ride or die with you. I am a parent who loves hard. So I have often reminded Bri that, no one is going to love you like me. Nobody. And unless God is talking to you first, you need to listen to what I say. It's God, me, and then grandmother, my mama. That's the order. So I love fiercely. And I'm also a parent who, I know my kid, like I know her, and who she is at 29 is who I discovered her to be probably at 3, who I realized she was. She is the same person, just in a taller, bigger package. And so I'm a parent that will let her fail, even when it's hard. But I'm standing in the cut and I got your back. if and when you need it.
Mm. Have you always been that parent? Are you the same parent for the 29-year-old that you were for that 3-year-old?
Oh my goodness. No, because at 3, probably until about maybe 15, I didn't like her. I didn't like her. I didn't like her. And that's not a surprise. I didn't like her. She didn't like me. We've talked about it. I also didn't understand her.
Mm.
And I had this perception of the child that I wanted to raise. I wanted to raise a better version of me. And that was in conflict with who she was.
Mm.
And so it took me a long time to figure that out, to get there. And so once I did, I was like, oh, she ain't you.
Mm.
She ain't you. So she's going to make decisions different. She just moves different. And with a confidence that I never had as a child. So it's very different now. She's an adult. Parenting has just evolved. And when I thought I was done, I'm apparently never done. It just shifts.
That is very,
Yeah,
very
it
true.
shifts.
So when do you recall that you first was a champion for her, or a moment where you felt like...
So one moment was my child is never, I raised her to be confident. There were things that I want you to be confident. I want you to use your voice. And in my house, you can say anything. It's all about how you say it. Just be respectful. But you can say anything to me. And I allowed her to be, even when it was, sometimes you want an independent child, but that independence can butt up against how you want to parent. And so we had those challenges, and her confidence showed up at home, at school, in the classroom. And she's always been a child who was taller than everybody else in her class.
Mm.
So I recall she was in kindergarten. She was at Cornerstone when Cornerstone was a private school. And she had a white teacher who was petite, who did not know how to manage my child. I'm not going to say not a classroom, but Brianna was being disruptive, which I believe because I know her. And her disruption showed up as being talkative because she had did her work. She used to be very competitive. I would say like preschool through 8th grade, she was very competitive. So she got her work done. She also like legit is a brilliant child. Like I knew that, but folks think I'm a biased parent. So she would complete her homework. She get it done. And she like, all right, well, what's next? And the teacher that had nothing, didn't know how to engage her.
Mm-hmm.
So she would talk. She would break out in song. She would do whatever she felt like doing. And the teacher attempted to discipline her and said something to her. And Brianna was like, look, I'm taller than you. I'm smarter than everybody in here. What you want me to do? Which was true. It was true. So the teacher sent her to the principal's office. Now, I'm old school. You're not supposed to get a call from your child's school. That's not, unless they're ill. That's never a good look. So I get to the school and I find out that they're going to suspend I think she was 5. They're going to suspend my 5-year-old. I said, and then I led to meeting. They wanted us to meet with the social worker or the therapist. They were like, we think she has ADD or ADHD. It led down this really difficult path. And I had already been struggling as a parent because I just didn't understand her and I didn't know what her behavior was. So I made a decision. I'm sorry, let me back up. So she goes to the principal's office and the principal says, a Black woman says to my child, well, attempting to like scare her, well, we're going to suspend you because of your behavior. Do you want to go home? And she said, yeah, I want to go home. Like, of course she wants to go home. What kid wants to be in school? So that also facilitated the suspension. So I went up to the school, not in like my mama would have, but I went up there. I expressed my disappointment, and they suspended her, and she never went back. I was like, you do not deserve to have my child. You are not worthy, and you can't see her. This is not the place for her. Academically, it was great, but her self-esteem in that building was being diminished. Her confidence was being diminished. She had been labeled as a problem child. So I was like, you will not do this to my baby. So I pulled her out.
So one of the things that I know about Bree, just like you said, is that she is a child that is very, very confident, very sure of herself. And so when you have a child like that, how do you know the difference between when you should show up as a champion versus when you should support her in being her own champion?
Sometimes, like, it looks different. As she's aged, it looks different. Like right now, I would just ask, how would you like me to show up? What do you want? Do you want me to listen? Do you want me to take action? Do we need to go fight? We need to go fight somebody? What do you want? What do you want in this moment? So that's how it looks now, like in her adulthood. When she was younger, most of the time it's not a choice. I'm just like, I'm going to take that action. But it also depends on the situation. Like, what are the consequences? Are the consequences significant that I need to step in? Or is this an opportunity for her to learn? As a friend of mine taught me, like, you're going to learn the fat meat is greasy. You might need to get this. I have also said to her, I want you to get these lessons now when she was younger, while I got you, while I can hold you, while you have this soft landing before you're out into the world. Because when you get out in the world, and she's been out in the world, I may not be able to easily touch you, get to you, help you, support you, catch you. So it really depends. But now it's like, you want me to tap in?
Does she know?
Does she know
what she wants?
Okay. She has been pretty clear about who she is, what she wants, what she is and is not going to do. She's very matter of fact and she's like, this is who I am. And in many cases, immovable.
I have always thought that one of the things about your parenting style that's unique is how intentional you have been about raising an independent child, coming from a helicopter mom. recovering helicopter mom.
We've gotten better.
Little bit. I'm still in, and I repeated a few classes. So I want to unpack that a little bit, but I'm curious about how you see being a champion and at the same time trying to raise an independent child, how these things intersect, and how that has shaped your parenting.
I knew, as I said before, like there were a few things that she was going to be. Like, I may fail at some other things, but you will be confident. You will use your voice, and you will be independent, and you will do well in school. Like, those were just non-negotiables for me. So I also come from a lineage of fiercely independent women. Fiercely independent women. So that is how I was raised. I really feel like it's in my DNA. And while I have seen my mother and my stepfather, who I refer to as my dad, have been married almost 40 years. So I've seen my grandparents were married more than 50 years. I've seen what I believe are solid Black marriages. I have an aunt and uncle who've been married over 25 years. So I've seen that. And those same women taught me and instilled in me to be independent. So I knew, regardless of marital status, relationship, I needed to be able to take care of me and mine. So that was really important. I needed for when Bree went out into the world that I would be assured that she was okay, at least the basics like she had. Now, some things, again, they're failures. She is not, even though she is from Detroit, was raised on the east side, she is not her street cred, her street is woo, she ain't got it. And her, I call it security conscious, like just awareness, she don't have that.
Somebody need to teach that class. I promise you. I got a whole classroom full of young people. So if you know
Yeah,
how to teach that.
she doesn't have that. But the independence was also coupled with this reality of mortality for me.
Mm,
Like, I am aware that I am here for however long the creator says I'm here. I need my child to be good after I'm gone.
mm.
I want her to be self-sufficient. So that meant making sure that there were certain things that she knew how to do. The list is still there and incomplete, but at this point, she was like, "Mommy, I'm not. I don't want to." Like, I wanted her to learn how to change a tire, how to check your oil, your engine oil, certain things that I like. I need you to be able to do because you know me. If I can do it, I'm gonna do it. I'm not calling nobody to ask for help unless I have to. So she saw that. She saw me doing things on my own, and then it's also like the space for her to take risk
Mm.
with being independent. So it was really important for me that even though I could take her to school every morning, that she got on the bus. It
Mm.
was important for me that she took the bus home when I couldn't pick her up, which sometimes I didn't pick her up on purpose. You need to get on the bus. Like, I think there are life lessons and skills when you have to be out in the world by yourself and figure it out, even if people felt like it wasn't safe. I was willing to take those risks.
Tell me more about, I was getting ready to ask about things that you were intentional about in terms of independence, like early on, when she was under 10, what kind of things were you trying to make sure fostered independence?
So it's interesting now because I think we're close. I don't know if she would think we're close, but she calls me, it feels like 15 times a day. Um, but we have never been clingy. So
Mm,
I remember even one of the things when she was, I would say, under 5, if I knew the person, they were family or a trusted adult, she could go with anybody. I need to be there. And it also gave me a break.
mm,
Like, I was clear as a single parent, like, I needed a break. Like, I love her, but I needed a break. So I let her also just go and be with other people
mhm.
and without me. And I think that was important for her. And I tell people now, like, Brianna, if you were going to the corner store, it didn't matter. You were just gonna drive around the block, she gonna go with you. 'Cause she wanted to go, she wanted to do, she wanted to see, she was curious. So that I think helped in terms of allowing her to be and go places. I also, when she was 5, she did her first overnight camp,
Mm,
and there were some people that had opinions about that. Uh, and she actually went to camp. There were some a friend of mine, Stacy, who you know, her sons are older than Bree. They were at the camp as well, so it wasn't like she was just totally there by herself. But she went, and I was like, "Yeah, go." It was 2 nights. It was great. She had a good time. It allowed her to meet new people. So I think those experiences and exposures are also important. And it said to her, like, I want you to have this, but I also, like, I trust you.
mm,
Even at that age, like, I trust you. I trust that you will make some smart decisions, or if you don't, that you will figure it out. Like,
mm,
hopeful about that. And then as she got older, I feel like the typical things, like allowing her to go to the movies, a little bit older before she became a teenager with other friends. She traveled she traveled with me and without me, which was fine when she was in 8th grade, I think. She went with a group of people that I didn't know through this program and went to 3 or 4 different countries in Europe.
Mm.
I said, go. Have a great time. Send me pictures. Or at the time, you couldn't send pictures, but take a ton of pictures. Have a ball. Live your life. Call me if you need me.
Mm.
So I think just those opportunities and those opportunities for her to get exposed to, and also that often align with me having a break, and that trust. Like, I trust you to be out in the world and hopefully probably embarrass me, but don't get arrested. Don't do nothing too crazy.
And today, how have you seen, like, yep, I did a good job at that. Look at that. Look at how she shows up in the world.
One of the she still to me is a confident kid. She is a child that has always, I'm gonna use profanity. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
She has moved through the world giving zero fucks since she got here. Whether it's related to me or school, her job, that's how she moves. So a couple of things that I see that may like affirm is that she is who she is. And she's not a person who is influenced by peer pressure. She's never been influenced by that, or what other people are doing. She's like, I'm gonna do me, regardless of the trend or what other people say or how I look or if they talk about me. So that is one of the things. And she is probably one of the most authentic persons that I know.
Mm.
Um, and even the things that she says and does that I don't like or disagree with, I respect. I always respect it
Mm.
because it's who she is.
What cons do you see to having that strong independence? Or are there? Maybe there aren't.
Oh yeah, there are cons. Going back to, believing that fat meat is greasy. It's interesting. She will ask for my opinion about things.
Mm.
And then go do something else, which is hard. That's hard for me. Like, I could save those breaths for the end of my life. What are you doing? Why are you wasting my time? I think sometimes she is so independent that she doesn't want to ask for help. And so, because she is not a child, she was never a child and is not an adult child who was like, Mommy, can I have? Can I have? That's never been who she was. So it's interesting because I find myself wanting to help her more because she asks for help. She doesn't ask. She rarely asks for help.
Okay.
And I'm also in a position to be helpful, whether it's financial or her career. So that not willingness, that hesitance to ask for help, I think has probably caused harm for her or created missed opportunities for her, like asking help. Because she will not, even in the family, she'll ask me. She might, if I nudge her, ask my mama, but generally she just will not ask for help.
I promise you, when you said that, it just hit me that she did not follow up with something with me where I owe her something and she didn't follow up about it. And
Because she don't want to, she's like, well, they're busy. I don't want to bother them.
that's
Like,
interesting.
it's interesting. I was like, no, it's you got to follow up.
Mm.
Sometimes people legitimately forget.
Yeah.
You're if you want it, you got to.
Frank.
But that's how she moves.
I think the other thing that is cool about you as a parent is that you have always been very clear about being a champion for yourself. You started the conversation earlier saying about how you needed a break, and talk more about how you've been a champion for you and how that has aided you in being a parent.
Yeah, I think parenting has helped me really become a champion for myself. One of the many lessons that Brianna has taught me is to be selfish.
Mm.
And she will tell you right now that she is selfish, which is why she will not have kids. And I learned it shifted how I view it, how I view the word. So I even say now to particularly women who are parents, selfish is not necessarily a bad word. You are prioritizing yourself. You are taking care of you. And to love yourself, another thing Brianna's taught me is to love yourself more than anybody else.
Mm.
And she may have actually even said that to me. She's like, I love me. I love me, mommy. And she moves through the world like she loves herself.
Mm.
Um, and that was hard for me to grasp, because what I see and what I was hearing was like, and even though I didn't experience, like my mother had as a parent, particularly as a single parent, before she got remarried, she had a full life. But this sort of story that we hear or tell ourselves or accept about you have to make all these sacrifices for your kid.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm. So I do believe there's a responsibility. I'm clear about that. And I take that responsibility, or I took that responsibility seriously. That does not mean I need to sacrifice who I am as a mother, as a woman. Just absolutely not. Because I know what I figured out was that when I get to go out and dance to house music, when I get to hang out with my girls, or when I get to travel, or in an intimate relationship, I am a much better parent when I have those aspects of my life that bring me joy and pleasure. And I know that. So that championing for myself is just choosing me. Like, I can love her, and I love her, and I love me more, because I need to be good before I can choose to offer or do anything for you or anybody else. And I feel very unapologetic about that. Like, I love my kid, but I love me more. And I am I think I've said this to you before, I am the most important thing in my life. And I believe that. And I don't feel any shame or anything about that.
All right. The village. You and I talk about the village a lot of times. How have you championed the village to support your?
Mm. Well, Teen Hype is a village. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Teen Hype, even though she didn't want to come here initially as a ninth grader, by the time she graduated, she was a total different child. So you all became a village for her, which I didn't expect, but it was like it very organically happened. And specifically, I remember her saying to me, I think we had a conversation about if she became pregnant, what would she do? Would she tell me? And she said she would tell y'all.
Mm.
I said, oh, I'm good. Because I trusted y'all got her. I think because I have been intentional about the places where I know she spends a lot of time. So picking a school was a really big thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, she left Cornerstone. She finished the second half of kindergarten at Joy Preparatory Academy, which I knew was just going to be a temporary landing place for her. But I went to the school, met with a kindergarten teacher. I cannot remember her name, but she was awesome.
Mm.
And I feel, in a very lovingly nurturing way, built Brianna back up.
Mm.
And I remember her telling me that, because I came with this story from Cornerstone of her behavior, and she respectfully checked me and said, don't tell nobody else that.
Mm.
She said, don't say that anymore.
Mm.
She's here. It's a fresh start. She's going to be fine. And she thrived.
Mm.
She thrived. Her and the teacher were like this. She was helping the teacher with all the things. The teacher knew what to do. She knew what to do. But I transitioned her from there to Insuroma Institute. That became, and it still is, her and our village. So I anticipated that it might happen, but I didn't know to the depths of that it would. So she graduated from there, I think in 2009, And it's still very deeply rooted, even at a distance with that community, with other students, with parents from that school, teachers, administrators. So that, because we spent a lot of time there, and I knew we would spend a lot of time at the school, like that became her village. There also are people in my life who, like you, who are family to me. And, Brianna, you gotta accept all that she is and all that she brings and love her for it. And so you all have become a part of my village as well. But I'm also very particular, like while I would allow her to be out in the world, not just anybody got access to my kid, because I also know now that still people misunderstand her because of how she presents. But I know who she is. I know how she moves. I know her heart, and I know she's a good person. She can sometimes come off a little brash, but that's who she is. And also, either you gonna roll with it or you not.
That's true. So you hinted at how, at her being an adult, parenting an adult is different. How do you champion the grown up?
I feel like I let her fail a lot more. Like when there are moments when I could intervene. Like, no, you still need to get this lesson. You still need to get this lesson. I also have this saying about her, I say it to her. It's not my saying. Like, God looks out for fools and babies. She ain't a baby no more. But the universe it always works out for her. It always works out. I'm amazed. Things work out for her that absolutely should not. Absolutely should not. Like, I'm certain, like, oh, this is
gonna be a good lesson.
This is about to be a shit show. Nope. It works out. And she also doesn't worry. She doesn't worry. And there have been moments she's been concerned and had like moments of like, oh shit. I think once I've seen that. And even then, it was not how I would have reacted as an adult.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's more hard for me now because the risks are greater for her. So it's much more difficult now for me to step back and let her be, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
I just like, okay, well. And literally sometimes I will be with her on the phone and I will do this. So I was like, stop talking. Just listen. And I'll just say, okay. It's hard though.
It is. It
It's
is
really
very,
hard.
very, very difficult. Didn't expect that. Didn't expect that at all.
Me either. It's interesting because I just had that revelation probably last year. And I know because I still call her my mama, but I didn't think of it as parenting. I just looked at it as our relationship is evolving. I didn't think of it as parenting. I was like, oh, she really is still parenting me. And then I'm watching her with my grandmother and sort of this reverse parenting that is happening as my grandmother has aged. It's all fascinating.
It is.
It's quite fascinating.
Ready for some rapid fire questions?
Nope, but let's go.
All right. Have you ever hid from Brianna?
Yes. Many times.
It is a theme here.
Probably in the car, because I've never lived in a big house. We've never lived in a big house.
Okay.
I have definitely pretended I was asleep. It's just like, I can't do it. It's just, you'll go figure it out.
Have you done it since she's been an adult?
No, I think I've just left. I'm gonna just leave the house. Let you have this.
All right. Have you ever received an ugly gift?
Probably, and never told her.
Okay.
Till now. And I might still have it.
I've been trying to figure out when these families tell me, what are you doing with these ugly gifts?
So I'm a treasure keeper.
Okay.
Because even though I've released the thought that she's gonna have any children, maybe she'll get married. And so I'm saving some things so that I can break them out.
Okay.
And some things are just, I'm nostalgic. And so I like to look back. And some of the things that I've kept, she's actually wanted.
Oh.
So, yeah, some of the things. But she also is like, Mommy, you can let that go now.
A movie that all children should see.
I'm going to say children who are maybe preteen and up.
Okay.
Is Malcolm X.
Mm.
That's my favorite movie.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
I
You
need to
haven't
watch
watched it?
Yes, I have. Okay. Don't
Oh.
throw pillows. Calm down.
I was about
Don't
to come.
cancel me.
I and the audience were about to come for you.
Yes, I've
Okay.
seen it. I have not watched it in a while.
I do. So it's. I think one of the reasons it's my favorite. A couple of reasons it's my favorite movie, and I think it would be good, is that you get to see the evolution of Malcolm. And he's in the complexity of adulthood. And discovering and finding who you are. You get to see his courage. And I know I believe in my spirit that he was afraid and he did it anyway. You get to see him in that movie, how they portrayed his relationship with Dr. Betty Shabazz it was so loving and tender to me. Like you got to see the multiple facets and sides of who he was, and acknowledging it's a movie, but even though it's based on the autobiography, you also get to see him build community and be in community. You get to see him practice, even though he didn't use the words, co-liberation. There's so many wonderful lessons there, and that you can change if you choose to, and that it's okay, and giving yourself permission. So I see so many lessons in there, and Denzel just beautifully portrayed Malcolm.
Well, thank you for agreeing to write that lesson plan for us, because as you were talking, I was like, oh, that's a good lesson plan for our young people.
Yeah, I got you on that.
I was like, oh,
I got you.
Yeah, that's good. All right. Best parenting advice that you've been given.
I got parenting advice from when my mom remarried. I gained 4 new siblings. And so the best parent advice I got was from my older sister. Before I became a parent. I think we were talking about our parents. We may have been complaining about our parents. And she said, parents need to know their kids. They need to know, I think we were talking about how we are all different. We are all different. And the importance of knowing, you got to know your child. Know your child. Know who they are. And that stuck with me. Another piece of good advice I got, I don't remember. I think it came from a partner that I had. All of my serious relationships have been with men who've had children. And so I remember one of the lessons I got from him, which has served me well, is, and we've talked about this, you got to treat all the babies the same. Treat them the same, acknowledge their difference, but if you're going to do for one, you got to do for all.
Yeah.
And while I only have one, because I've been in relationships with men who have had children, I've never forgotten that. And so just you got to treat them, you got to give, you got to be fair, you got to be equitable.
It's good stuff. Let's write Bree a love note. So if she decides to honor us by watching this episode.
Yeah. We'll see. Okay. So Bree, you know that I love you. We say I love you every day, sometimes several times a day. I want you to know that you have been an amazing teacher. You have taught me more about life, myself, than anybody else. I am grateful that you chose me I love how weird you are, how independent you are, how sarcastic you are, how real and true you are. And I celebrate that. I'm grateful to be a mom, even in the moments when you drive me absolutely crazy. So thank you for choosing me, even though you don't realize that you have chosen me. It's been a hell of a ride, and I know the journey continues. I love you.
Aw. And thank you, Bree, for being you, for hanging with Teen Hype in a way that only you you, you could as a teenager. But also for teaching me, because I have learned so much by watching her independence and confidence. So I'm grateful for that. Thank you, Mrs.
Thank you,
Sandy. See,
Miss
that wasn't
Red.
terribly
That was
painful.
good.
That was
That
good.
was good.
We're done.